Okay, for Unit 13, we're going to talk about probability. Here in 13.1, we're going to specifically talk about counting principles. We're going to use that counting principle with and without restrictions. Okay, first things first, what is probability? Probability is a way to measure the chance that something will happen or how likely it is for some event to occur. And this is a formula that you're going to want to write down here. And we're going to use this and talk about how to find the number of ways an outcome can happen and how to find sample space. Okay, here's some key vocabulary when we talk about probability. We have procedure. It's a situation involving chance or probability that leads to a specific outcome. Event and outcome is going to be one that we use a lot. So any collection of results of a procedure. Simple event, it's the outcome or event that cannot be further broken down into simpler components. And our sample space. For a procedure, it is the set of simple events, so a list of everything that is possible. So we're going to spend a lot of time finding the events, outcomes, and the sample spaces. Okay, so here's just those vocabulary words being used. And so if we want to find the probability of flipping a heads, when we flip a quarter, the procedure is flipping the quarter, okay? Or like drawing a marble out of the bag or drawing a card out of the deck. Like that's the procedure. The events or outcome, what we want to happen is we want to get a heads. And then the sample space is the list of everything that is possible or everything that could happen. And so if we flip a quarter twice and we want it to be heads and then tails, and then we can list all the possible outcomes. Well, we can get heads twice, we can get tails twice, we can get heads first then tails, or we can get tails first then heads. Okay, so with counting principles, we have a couple different ways that we can count and use probability. And so probability is easy sometimes, but then it's also confusing, where you have to think of what is the most important, or you have to make sure that you're thinking of all the outcomes and stuff like that, where it can be really, a simple problem can get very difficult. One of the biggest challenges when using that formula that we wrote down before is how do you count the total number of outcomes? And so we're going to talk about this over the next two sections. The one we're going to focus on today is the fundamental counting principle. And so we're going to focus on that. We will talk about permutations and combinations in section 2. So the fundamental counting principle is when you're given two events. So event A, and it has n possible outcomes. And it's followed by event B, and that has m possible outcomes. How you solve that probability is you take the outcomes in A times the outcomes in B. And so we're going to do this as an example here. If a person is choosing an outfit given 2 different colors of pants and 3 different colors of shirts, how many different outfits are possible? And so one way we can do this is we can look at a tree diagram. And so let's just do our pants, our 2 colors of pants. We either have pant 1 or pant 2. And then our shirts, we either have shirts color 1, shirt color 2, or shirt color 3. And so we can do this tree diagram that comes up with our possible outcomes. And so let's say we choose pant 1. Then we have 3 different options for shirts. If we choose pant 2, then we have 3 different options of shirts. And so my outcomes are P1S1, P1S2, P1S3, P2S1, P2S2, and P2S3. And so we have a total of 6 different outcomes, and this is our possible outcomes. Okay, so to make sure that we're getting the correct sample spaces, one of your questions is going to have you write the sample space using set notation, which isn't very hard as set notation, but you got to make sure that you're getting all of the right sample spaces. So we have a bag that contains 1 red marble and 2 green marbles. You randomly pick a marble to play with, then your friend picks a marble. Write the sample space for all possible outcomes. And so you can do this as a tree diagram if you want to, otherwise I'm going to do it a little bit differently this time. So let's say the first pick is a red marble, then our options is the second pick can either be the green, one of the green ones, or if I choose the red marble, the second pick can be the second green one. Okay? Then I also want to do that same thing for if I picked green, the first green marble. Well, I can then the second pick can either be red or green. And if I did the second green marble, it can either be red or green, the other green one. And so if we did this as a tree diagram, just to kind of show you, red marble would either be G1 or G2. Green 1 would either be red or G2, and G2 would either be red or G1. And so this is your sample space, and so basically you just write with parentheses and commas, and you list them all. And so we should have 6 of them. Okay, now to actually use the fundamental counting principle, we are going to do a couple of different examples. So a license plate consists of 3 numbers and 3 letters in the state of Minnesota. If a letter and a number can be repeated, how many possible license plates can be made? And so we want to think about our different events. And so we need to pick 3 numbers. So here's my numbers. And then we have 3 letters. Well, we got to think about how many different options do you have for numbers, or digits in this case. And so we have options would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a total of 10. So there's 10 options that can go here. It could be a 2, it could be a 4, it could be 5, but there's 10 things that can go there. And since things can be repeated, we can have 10 digits on every single one of them, or there's possibilities of 10 digits on every single one. Then if we do our alphabet, we have A through Z. We should know that there's 26 letters, and so we have 26 option, 26 option, and 26 option. And so when we talked about the fundamental counting principle, what it did to all of those options is it multiplied them. And so you would end up finding every event, which these are all different events, and you would multiply them all together, and if we did that, there would be 17,556,000 different options for a license plate. Okay, so here's a different example. So a fast food restaurant has a meal special, $5 for a drink, a sandwich, a side item, and a dessert. So here are your choices. We could use a tree diagram to help us write the number of outcomes for this. So you would start with like the chicken or the beef patty or the veggie burger or the fish, and then in each one of those you would have fries, cheese fries, or potato wedges. And that would be the same for all of those. And then for each one of those you would have your desserts. There's only 2. You'd have chocolate chip cookie or an apple pie, and that would be the same for those, and so on. And then off of that, you would have your drink, which we have 5 options. And so that can get very complicated, and then you could write your sample spaces. But that would be a lot. And so what we're going to do is we're going to break this apart like we did the license plate example. And so you have a couple different options. You would have your sandwich option, you would have your side option, you would have your dessert, and you would have your drink. And so we want to write how many options of each we have. And so there's 4 different sandwiches, there's 3 different sides, there's 2 different desserts, and there's 5 different pops. And so we would multiply all of those together. So we would have 120 different options of this meal special, and that would be our like sample space, like our number of outcomes possible. Okay, last one we're going to do is you're taking a multiple choice test. It's made up of 10 questions. Each question has 4 possible answers. So I'm going to figure out how many different ways can you answer the test. Assume you don't leave a question blank. Well, there's 10 options here. There's like 10 questions, and so I could write all these out. I'm not going to. Okay, and for every option you have, or for every event, in this case, or procedure, you have 4 choices. You have 4 total outcomes, and so we would multiply all of them together. Now, you can type 4 times 4 times 4 10 times, or that's the same thing as 4 to the 10th, which if we did would be this many options.